Get your films on with the Blurs.
Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate.
Unpacking movies has never been more spot on, woke, fire, and just plain lit.
They are lit all the time.
So if you're unsure whether or not to plop down some cash for a film, check out the Blurs.
When a man with a 45 meets a man with a rifle, the man with a pistol is a dead man.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolyte.
You really only need to hang mean bastards. But mean bastards, you need to hang.
Don't say you weren't warned. Ridiculous. Here's Brandon and Jeff.
Hello, everybody. This is episode 155 of The Film Blurs. I'm Jeff Stewart, a.k.a. Uncle Jeffrey, a.k.a. J.O.T. Dynamite, a.k.a. Criterion Jeff. He who remains, Petty Ruxpin, Jobu Tupaki, Little Tom. This motherfucker, to be determined, Black Giovanni Ribisi, Chocolate Tarantino, Ebony Spielberg, a.k.a. The Final Boss. And I'm joined here, as always, with my friend and co-host.
Surprise ball bags, we're back. My name's Brandon Norwood, a.k.a. Hero Protagonist, still moving backwards in time to save the world and let my best friend take the bullet so the world can be saved, because the mission is bigger than us. Remember that, Jeff. When I send you down into the fucking turnstile, remember, this mission's bigger than us. You know what I'm saying? We have to save everybody, not just ourselves. AKA,
I feel you.
AKA the true father of Joe, Kanye, and Drake's kids. Drake, I gotta take you back to court, bro. You just shot your new music video on IMAX film. Why them child support payments ain't coming in? You know what I'm saying? Now I gotta be like Mr. Bell and take your 401k. AKA Papi Chulo, still sticking Molly in all the women in your life's butt and eating all your jello and getting them pregnant. How you like that? Your 101 TT just had a newborn child. AKA the Glizzy King. What do you see when you see a grown man eating a glizzy? Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
AKA Mr. Krusty. I dream on it. I dream on it. I dream on that Krusty. AKA the Lethal Protector. AKA Ezekiel Sims. Bad ADR. Don't match my mouth. AKA it's Morbin time. AKA Craven with a K. AKA my biggest pet peeve is sports, because I don't like seeing grown men sweat on each other. AKA I want a Subaru Outback with mad strippers in the back giving shape ups. AKA Ruff McGruff. AKA D's nuts salty in your mouth. AKA B Wood the Magnificent.
Well, I thought it was B Wood the Muad'Dib.
Oh, Dune's over, dog. We gotta save that for fucking Doom Messiah. We're gonna save that, bring that back for Doom Messiah.
All right, I gotcha. All right, so it's been a while since we've been on the air. Not a while. It's been like a week or two, but whatever.
Look, y'all. There's a thing called Twitter, and you could donate on Twitter. So go on Twitter, hit the little donate button, and donate us some cash, and then we could get this to you quicker. Because capitalism don't stop, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, we didn't want to be those kind of people that did a subscription for the podcast, on all those various platforms. But $5 here or there, goes a long way.
Listen, in a few months, we're going to be launching a secondary podcast behind a paywall. You know what I'm saying?
All the good stuff.
Listen, $10 a month, eventually that adds up to a little more pocket revenue. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit ain't free. This equipment ain't free. You know what I'm saying? Getting to the screenings ain't free. Y'all want to keep hearing us. Like,
I was thinking about this the other day. Like, we need to start branding like Ricky Bobby, just wearing shirts with fucking just different logos on them.
Right?
Time.
Get them sponsors. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, the wheel of capitalism has now gotten bigger, you know what I'm saying? Because everything's been that's supposed to help out people has been eliminated. So baby, like you get the podcast when you get it.
Film Blurs brought to you by Pornhub. I'm never gonna charge Pornhub.
What are you watching?
Oh, yo, I know, it's Riverside. Yeah, so look, you might not charge Pornhub, but I'll charge Pornhub. Listen.
You don't charge the people you love.
Listen, I only got so much love. With that said, Jeff, what have you watched lately?
All right. So I'm not going to give you everything this episode, but we'll start with some favorites and some not favorites. All right. So we're going to start with TV. On Netflix, there is a show called Adolescence. It is a 4-episode series about a kid who gets arrested for possibly killing a schoolmate, a little girl. And it is perhaps one of the most, I want to use my words carefully. One of the most talked about Netflix shows that's come out in recent history. It is also a technical achievement when it comes to filmmaking because each episode is literally one take, right? No cuts, right? Because I'm watching the show and it's like, all right, every episode's a oneer, but where are the cuts? And then you start watching the behind the scenes, it's all handoffs.
That's ill.
Right? It's all fucking handoffs and like hooking on the drones and shit like that. It is on a technical filmmaking aspect, it is it's fucking magical, right? But then you get into the acting and then it's just fucking heartbreaking. Stephen Graham is not only the writer, the star, and one of the producers, along with Brad Pitt.
Real quick, before you continue, I just want to interject real quick.
Right, go ahead.
I just found out the other day, Stephen Graham's mixed.
Yo, I found that out too. It's like he's a nigga.
I was like, you look fully British white, my guy. Like, that's wild. That's like when Rebecca Hall was like, yeah, I'm mixed too. I was like, wait, what? You look like a British white woman too.
Yeah, she's mixed from her like on the grandparents.
Yeah, same with Stephen Graham. His grandma was Jamaican.
Yeah, and like I know it may not matter to some of the other people in the audience, but whenever we find out someone's mixed, it's like, yeah, that's us, baby. This is us.
Yo,
right?
Yo, listen, I've been trying to find out if that rumor about Haley's true. I'm like, before she marries this football player, one of us has to interject. Gotta get up in there and be like, don't betray your roots, ma. Help me work on my mixtape.
So honorary nigga Stephen Graham. I talk about this guy all the time. I think he's not just one of the best British actors working today, but like one of the best actors in period in general.
Oh yeah, he's underrated, bro.
Right, underrated. Like everything that I've seen, like I'll watch a movie or TV show just because Stephen Graham's in it. It's like, Stephen Graham, all right, you got me. Yeah. And this is one of the reasons I started watching it. And he wrote it, he stars in it, he produces it along with Brad Pitt. This is a plan B.
Yo, Brad Pitt is just like making cinema, man. Like every movie his production company comes out, I may not vibe with it, but I'm like, damn, this motherfucker is literally making cinema, man.
Right, like he cares.
Yeah. That's why I'm just like, yo, maybe Brad. No, like I love him as an actor, but I'm just also like at a point where I'm like, maybe, baby, you should just be a producer, baby.
Like I love Brad Pitt, the actor, but Brad Pitt, the producer, unstoppable.
Yeah.
Unstoppable.
Especially this nigga be giving us chances, bro. Like
Right?
all the time, like always giving us chances. Like I'll just never forget him saying, like, when 12 Years a Slave came out, he's just like, honestly, this is the most important movie I'll ever make, and I'd be glad if I never made another movie again. And then what happened? A couple of years later, produced Moonlight, and I'm just like, yeah, nigga, like,
Yeah.
yo,
So like,
for a man who's from Knoxville, Tennessee, he's down with the cause. Because, I mean, Damon Idris, you know, co-lead in F1.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, shout out to Brad Pitt. Shout out to Stephen Graham. But this show is fucking amazing. And the acting in it is some of the best acting you're going to see this year, right? Mm-hmm. I don't want to ruin anything for you, but the last 5 minutes of episode 4, like, you had me crying along this white middle class British father, right? Like, I almost broke down.
Damn. Jeff's like, you had me at goodbye.
Right. Like, yeah.
Running up to Stephen Graham, you had me at goodbye.
Like, I want to. Like,
Shut
I
up.
want.
Shut up. You had me at goodbye.
I want someone to walk up to Stephen Graham right now. Like, every day, as anyone sees Stephen Graham on the street or anything like that, just ask him if he's okay. Because that last scene, right? That probably took it out of him. And a lot of these episodes, right? They had to do like 13 takes, right? 13 takes, uninterrupted oneers. Like, not just in a room. You're talking like they go to the fucking store, right? They get in the cars and they drive and like go into a super. Like, it's wild. So if you have Netflix, you need to, you know, it's actually right now, that and this other show I'm going to talk about are the reasons to have Netflix right now. Honestly.
Yeah, look, like I said, I'm coming up on when I need to activate it. And once I activate it, it's only getting activated one more time. That's for Stranger Things, baby. Right. And then I'm good. Like, yo, listen, Jeff, I'm gonna watch it because you and everybody else have been telling me to watch it. But look, in the future, if a show like this drops, I'm just gonna be like, well, somebody send me the bootleg because I'm paying $30 for Hulu, HBO Max, and fucking Disney Plus. I ain't paying $30 a month for Netflix, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Like, you know, it's fucking Netflix. So Adolescence, watch it. Hug your kids afterwards, especially male kids, because this is all about like toxic masculinity and incels and shit like that. Yeah. So if you have a boy child, make sure they're all right and don't fuck them up. Moving on from that, we're going to talk about The Residence on Netflix. Which is a Shondaland. This is a Shonda Rhimes production. She didn't write it, but she did produce it. And this is another fucking banger, right? It's a murder mystery set in the White House over 8 episodes, right? And it's about the world's greatest detective coming in, trying to, uncover this mystery, solve this mystery. It is absolutely hilarious. It is fun. It's quirky, right? This is what, Glass Onion and Knives Out would be if they were Netflix TV shows. And honestly, I'm watching this show, and the main character, Cordelia Cup, played by Uzo Aduba.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Very difficult to pronounce name. Yeah, it's great, fantastic actress though.
Yeah, so I don't want to. I'm sorry if I'm butchering her name, but Uzo Aduba. She plays Cordelia Cup, and I'm watching this show, and I'm like, I would like to see her in a show or a movie with Benoit Blanc, like the world's 2 greatest quirky ass motherfucking detectives in the world, solving mysteries together. And I don't want to give away too much about the show, but it is like star-studded. A whole bunch of comedic actors, a whole bunch of serious actors in there, and it like everybody's having fun. The writing's fun. The lead detective is quirky. It's just a fun show that they don't make anymore, right? Like a fun murder mystery, especially like coming from Netflix, right? Like Netflix is like your manic pixie girlfriend. Sometimes like it's on this bullshit, and then other times it shows you why you stuck it out, right? And that's fucking Netflix right there.
Yo, listen, God bless you, bro. God bless you. You still paying $30 a month, baby.
Oh no, man. I dropped tears, dude. I was like, fuck it. I'm not doing the commercial shit, but I definitely dropped tears.
Yo, I get it. I get it, baby. I get it. I get it. Yo, listen, $30 a month for one service.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, y'all are out of your mind. And look, I love 4K. That's why I gotta pay the $30 a month. Cause like, yo, I'm not gonna not stream in 4K, baby.
Right. No, look, you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. So the Residents, if fucking Netflix, fucking, you didn't disappoint me this time.
The flicks.
All right, moving on from that. We have Dope Quest on Apple Plus.
Dope Quest?
Dope Quest. Oh no, sorry, the Dope Quest, not Dope Thief. I was got two shows mixed up. It was early in the morning.
I was about to say Dope Quest. That sounds ill. That sounds like some Bill and Ted shit. Like, we're going on a Dope Quest, dude.
I mean, shit. At this point, AI will just take the two terms and fucking write a show about it. So right now, Dope Thief on Apple Plus. It is based on the Ridley Scott produced TV show set in Philadelphia, and it's about two best friends who are also scumbag criminals who pose as who pose as DEA agents.
Ooh.
To rob stash houses. Right?
Yeah, that sounds like me. That sounds like some shit I'd pull.
It's a fucking fantastic setup or for a show. And as
real
these
life.
things happen. As these things happen, as it happens in these shows, they rob the wrong motherfucker.
Never mind.
Right? So they rob the wrong motherfucker. Shit goes sideways, and now they're on the whole entire show is them on the run, because it's not like because there's one episode where it's like, we can't even give this shit back, right? We can't give the drugs or the money back because they still got to kill us to make an example of us, to make sure no one else tries this shit.
Man, that's a shame, bro.
Right. It stars Brian Tyree Henry and Wagner Moura, which is a team up that I never imagined happening, but I kind of wanted them in everything together now.
Oh shit! You know what I just thought of, Jeff?
What?
They could easily get out of that.
How?
You know how?
How?
You stash the drugs in the car, and you kidnap your enemies or people you don't like.
Right. Okay.
And hand them over and be like, "Yo," you make an anonymous call, like, "Yo, they're outside. I saw them. It's the dudes who robbed you."
No, because like I don't want to get too much, man, but they already know who these motherfuckers are.
Oh yeah, they fucked up then.
Yeah,
listen, you gotta wear a mask, baby. Like even DEA, not all of them, because some of them have to identify themselves, but some of them be wearing like the baklavas or a mask over their face, bro. They fucked
up. No, they did. They fucked up, and the whole entire show is about how they, like you can't watch a show about motherfuckers successful criminals, right? That's boring. right? They gotta fuck up.
Yo, speaking of, I would like to see a movie on Sosa, though. Sosa was like the most successful criminal in a movie ever. He told Tony, yo, don't fuck with me, baby. And he learned.
Yo, now that you put that out into the air, don't worry. There's going to be a
Sosa spinoff.
A Sosa show. Sosa Rises. Watch.
Yo, that nigga has so much money to fly a helicopter just to show him, like, yo, listen,
kill someone.
Just to make an example, like, yo, listen, this is what happened if you fuck with me. And the helicopter comes and they just hang the dude out the helicopter. I'm like, bro, how much money do you have, man? Right. Where you could just have a helicopter to hang somebody just to make an example.
And it's like, I know it's the 80s, but still, you know how much fuel it costs to put a helicopter up? You got to pay a pilot, right? Like,
you got to pay the henchmen to kill it.
Right? Like, there's so much payroll involved in this elaborate way.
Dog, I would have just shot him in the head. Just be like, yo, don't fuck with me. This nigga went like 2 levels further, bro.
Like the invoices alone to do this. The paperwork. To kill a nigga, right? To set an example.
I ain't gonna lie. I would do that, but I'd have the helicopter have like big ass speakers blare, push it to the limit as they do it.
Why
push
not?
It to the limit.
If anyone has "Push It to the Limit" as their ringtones, you know they're a drug dealer.
That song is nothing but cocaine because it is so bad but so catchy. Like, that is a terrible song with the eagle screeching, the synth staff.
Every time I hear that song, I just take out my wallet and start counting, like just putting the dollar bills on the table, like start counting like that. I might have like $10 in my pocket as soon as like push it to the limit.
Dog, I might have a money machine everywhere I go with me just so I could have the money machine sound every time that song plays. Push it to the limit. Yo, the 80s are wild, bro. They thought that was a hit too, and I'm just like, oh no, nah.
Like,
great montage though. That was a great montage.
But like, Push It to the Limit plays every time you're in the supermarket and you don't buy the off-brand, right?
Open up the limit, limit.
Every time you pick up an avocado, it should just like push it to the limit. Yeah.
Oh,
so
shit.
Anyway, that's Dope Thief on Apple Plus.
That's gonna be everybody buying a car now. They're gonna buy a car. You're gonna have Push It to the Limit playing. Everybody buying the car is gonna have like an FBI agent investigating them. Like, yo, Jeff, imagine if I hit the lottery and I buy a house. Like, that's gonna be now because shit's so fucked up. Anybody buying a house, the FBI is gonna roll up and be like, "How do you afford this?"
Right. You walk up, you got a fucking 2005 Honda Civic. And they're going through your fucking finances. He must be selling cocaine.
Oh fuck! But we got to get Greenland.
That fucking parka that JD Vance was wearing, the most ridiculous Kanye level fucking fashion bullshittery I've ever fucking seen.
Yo, us taking Greenland, I just want y'all to know, that's part of NATO, and we're part of NATO. So we would get kicked out of NATO, and that means every country in the world that's not Russia or Turkey or China or North Korea would band together and just launch an assault.
It's just so fun. It's all of it's dumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the worst timeline.
Yeah, bro.
God
damn it.
Fucked up.
I was like, God damn it. Like, everybody just is now back to being able to buy houses, and now that shit is gone again.
Yeah, well, thank you for all of that. That's good times, good stuff. It's fucking the absolute worst timeline we're in. It's horrible. So anyway, Dope Thief on Apple Plus. Apple Plus consistently one of the best streaming services out there.
Hell yeah! If you ain't watching the studio right now, you gonna fuck up.
Right,
man.
the fucking studio is amazing. Ted Lasso OG. Some other ones I'm going to talk about today.
Your boy's coming back, by the way.
What was that?
Your boy's coming back.
What do you mean, my boy's coming back?
Ted.
Oh yeah. Season 4
with a women's soccer team.
Yeah, fucking good. Let's fucking that. If you have not watched Ted Lasso, you are fucking up your life, especially in this timeline that we're in. Because Ted Lasso is an adult comedy that makes you feel good about living, but it doesn't insult you by, being stupid.
Yo, listen, speaking of women, next episode we'll talk about the Avengers reveal. And look, a entertainment journalist I respect pointed something out, and I was just like, oh, fuck, yeah, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. Yo.
Anyway, fucking. You got this fucking. I just fucking. I want a moratorium on Marvel.
You see. That's why I said I walked out of fucking Brave New World. I was like, yo, you know what? I'm good with like one of these a year. You're like, no, I'm good with 2, and I'm like, bro, nah. I like one of these a year. Like, I'll be honestly, even Superman, I'd be like one a year. And I'm honestly, because Brave New World, I don't hate it, but it just got to the point where I'm like, bro, I don't really want to see this shit anymore.
I don't care. Like, your point, like, I don't. If I care, then I'll just go back and watch fucking Endgame, everything before Endgame. Honestly,
like, I'm tired of this comic book shit, bro.
Yeah, like
the only thing I'm excited for is Lanterns, baby, and that's a TV show.
Right. Like, like there's some hope out there, right? There's some projects that I'd be excited about.
Spider-Verse 3, whenever the fuck that's gonna happen.
2029, 2030, whenever.
Right, like we're gonna get Spider-Man 4 before Spider-Verse 3, and I have a feeling I'm gonna walk out of Spider-Man 4 next summer just being like, yo, can we just get Spider-Verse 3? Like, fuck this shit.
Right, Lanterns, Superman. I could use another Suicide Squad.
Yo, listen, I hope, Creature Commandos is that. But, like, I will say, I do hope Superman is good. I'm just not excited for it.
Yeah, like...
The entire industry rests on that shit being a hit, and that's fucking scary.
Yeah, because, it's... How old Superman's? 80 years old, 75 years old?
Like they said, the whole studio system, not just Warner Brothers or DC, they're talking about like every fucking studio is going to crumble if this shit bricks.
Right, because if you can't make a successful Superman film, and we've talked about this before, Superman is the S. The S on the chest is the most recognizable symbol in fucking history. Like there's that in the swastika, right? Like,
well, it's also that, and it's just like, oh, then what do we make? What do we make going from here on out? Because like the only guarantee to make money this year is not till fucking December, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man. December's still a ways off, baby. Yeah. Like I'm sitting here with sweaty palms, being like, oh, this is all gonna come to an end. Are we just gonna become cogs in a system now?
I mean, but like, if the studio system does break down, it would be interesting to see what comes from the ashes.
Oh, Netflix.
Not like even like one of the Netflix properties I'm going to talk about. I don't even think Netflix survives that. I think it all falls apart because Netflix is spending money like they know the world's going to end.
Well, then our entertainment would just be social media. And look, I for various reasons, I don't want that to happen. 100%. People literally take mental health breaks from social media. So
If social media becomes the de facto entertainment form, then we are instead of being like 3 steps away from idiocracy, we'll be 1 step away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, listen.
Yeah. So anyway, we enough pontificating on the state. We should have a state of the industry address every quarter.
Yeah, man. Like I'm really hoping 2 movies hit. You know what I'm saying? We've seen one. I'm gonna see one soon. You're gonna see it a little later, but soon.
Right. Yeah.
If those 2 movies, like, if these 2 movies aren't hitters, man, I really don't know what the fuck people want, quite honestly.
Yeah.
One's an IP, one's an original movie. Y'all complain about original movies, and I'm gonna go see the shit.
Right. Novocaine, which is now on VOD.
Yeah, because
right?
it fell out the top 10.
What, already?
Yes.
Yeah. Novocaine should not be streaming right now.
Yeah, but I mean, it fell out the top 10, Jeff. It's been out for 3 weeks. I don't know how that happens.
Right.
Quite frankly.
Right. That is a theater movie. That is a crowd pleasing fucking movie.
And I'm saying, man, now we have movies that cost 10, 15 million that can't make a profit. I'm just like, I'm like, yo, fuck y'all, bro. Like, I don't want to hear it. Like, yo, if y'all want to be entertained by TikToks, don't fucking complain to me when there ain't shit else to watch.
Right. Like, spend the fucking money, but half of it's the studio system, right? Half these motherfuckers, like, they're so intent on keeping their bloated streaming services alive, that they'll pull a movie that realistically could make a profit over the course of a month or 2.
That's how they used to make their money, is just because back in the day, not everybody could rush out to see a movie opening weekend. Mm-hmm. So like you relied on just the movie playing in theater for like 3-4 weeks. Like, that's how The Sixth Sense became a hit. It opened, and it opened pretty soft, and then word of mouth just carried that movie to being a hit because it opened in August. You know what I'm saying? That's how much faith that Disney had in that motherfucker, and it just became a word of mouth hit. It's a lot of movies like the most recent example of that is Lion King. Lion King opened number 2 behind Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Right. And it opened a little softer than everybody thought it did. And because Disney let it play, shit became a hit.
Yeah, right. I remember not seeing this. So, like, Sixth Sense came out in, August?
Yeah.
I didn't see that shit until September.
Same. I didn't see it till October, bro.
Right. And then I saw it 2 more times after that. In October, because of your great Halloween film, right? That's a great date movie, right? So that motherfucker played from August till November, right? Unheard of.
And it probably played
nowadays.
A little longer than that because of the Oscars, because it got nominated for a fuck ton of the Oscars.
Right? Like, can you imagine that? A movie now, besides Oppenheimer, which was just, honestly, Oppenheimer was the exception.
Yeah, because I like I said on a previous episode, like I think it was last episode or the episode before that, they re-released it again in IMAX. Went to see it on a Monday, 2 p.m. on a Monday. It was still fucking full.
Mm-hmm. Right. So like,
Jeff, I just realized something.
What'd you realize?
It's going to be a pain in the ass to get tickets for the Odyssey next year.
Oh yeah. I mean, like. By then, we might be able to have some pull. We got some things in the works. So
I mean, don't get me wrong. We'll get a screening, but like, I like to see my Nolan movies multiple times.
I like at a certain point, maybe like AMC just gives us the gold card, and we just have a reverse serve seat wherever we go.
Just so y'all know. I want to put this out there before Jeff continues. Please see Sinners in IMAX 70 because apparently WB thinks the format is not worth it because of Joker Folie à Deux. And I was just like, I don't know why y'all put that in IMAX 70 in the first place. Like, it wasn't shot on IMAX film cameras. It was shot on the same cameras that Denny shot the Dune movies on, which are digital cameras.
Mm.
Dune was successful because it was part 2. After coming after part 1 blew us all away. It was Denny. It was anticipated. And of course, that movie made money. Plus, like, you had Nolan saying, like, yo, put 6 minutes of Dune 2 before Tenet re-release.
Yeah. And the movie was just good, right?
Yeah.
That's what these motherfuckers, like, fail to realize is Folie à Deux was just not a good movie, right? They saw that movie. Like, the execs looked at that movie. They saw the dailies. They saw the cuts. They saw what they had, and they still decided.
You should not have given Todd Phillips that much freedom because he got Final Cut and he had no test audiences for this.
Right.
At least Ryan Coogler, he had test audiences, and he even said, he's like, yeah, I took what test audiences said to heart, and I adjusted it in places to what they said, but it's still, there's stuff that I was like, no, we're gonna keep it this way.
And here's the thing. Todd Phillips didn't want to do Joker 2.
No, he did not. That was a Joaquin thing in the
Right?
studio. That was Joaquin in the studio.
Everybody except for the guy who made the original, right, wanted to do it, right? So if the person who made the thing, who created it, said, nah, I'm good, maybe you should believe him. Maybe you should leave him alone. Let him do his thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, please go see Sinners in IMAX 70 because I'm looking at ticket sales and, like, past that Sunday of opening weekend, because I got tickets for Monday. Me and my brother are going to go on a Monday. Yeah, man, it's looking dire.
Yeah, so, like, fucking just go out to the movies, right? Like, literally, A-list, AMC A-list, or if you're a Regal person, whatever their version of it is, the $25 to $30 that you spend a month is still cheaper than most of these streaming services.
Bro, that's the price of Netflix for a month. Like, to go
Right?
to the theater and see IMAX. Like, let's say if you live in New York, you pay $28, $29 for A-list.
Mhm.
An IMAX ticket is $26.
Right.
That pays for the whole entire month. And you could see that movie, and you could see Sinners a couple of times. So now you've saved, like, you know how much money I saved seeing Oppenheimer?
Dude.
Probably like over $200.
And like at the price of tickets now, even if you go to a matinee, you're still paying $10, $12 per movie.
Unless it's Discount Tuesday.
Right. And, you know, the discounts on the popcorn and blah, 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 blah. Like, the shit adds up. A-list is worth it. Whatever Regal has is fucking worth it. And just go out to it. Get out of your fucking house.
Yeah,
you
man.
stink.
You'll be all right off your phone for 2 hours, bro.
Right? Like,
ain't shit happening. I know we all suffer from FOMO, but, like, ain't shit, like, 2 hours, bro. You'll be all right for 2 hours.
And honestly, listen, if you go out to a movie and you look at your phone, you better be a doctor. Yeah. Right? You like, you better be trading, you're doing war plans on on the social media. If you can't not check your phone for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yo, the
right?
worst
You'll be
is
good.
Niggas that have this shit on.
Super Right?
Yeah, and I'm just like, yo, turn the shit down. Like, fucking at least turn the shit down. I don't know why you have this shit. You know, bright. And I'm like, bro, that's why y'all have no battery, because y'all keep that shit on high brightness for no reason.
Right, like high brightness. I think the last movie, I think we were. I don't know if we were together. It was some movie a couple of months ago, and this chick kept on checking her fucking phone right next to me.
Where were
right?
you? Where were you?
I think I was in the Chamonix.
Okay.
Right? And it was just like, it's not even like it's a bad movie. It's not like it's a boring fucking movie. Right? You should have been locked in. But she was like just checking her phone every 15 minutes. Right? And it's just, then leave. Go out into the lobby. if it's that important, if you have to check every 15 fucking minutes on high brightness. And I told you about the fucking the Jurassic Park re-release incident where this motherfucker took a phone. Like, Nick, you took a phone call in the theater,
and you would think somebody would be like, "Yo, where are you? Why is it so loud?"
Right.
And if the nigga says a movie theater, I would be like, "Well, step the fuck out, man! Like, either call me back or step the fuck out." Because because the last thing I want to do is be screaming into the phone because a nigga's sitting in a theater, loud ass theater.
Right, and it wasn't like he picked it up as like, is everything okay? Right. It was just like he started having a full on fucking conversation right there. You fat fuck. Oh God, sorry, I'm not fat phobic. It's just like
I get it.
Yeah.
You get tired of it.
Right. And we had to tell
the
him.
Same people.
Yeah, it's the same. They look like they smell.
Yeah.
Right. They smell like they look.
They either look like they smell or they the type of people who get in the fights.
Right. All right. So we went on a rant right there. But anyway, well, I don't even know. Yeah, Dope Thief, Apple Plus. Watch it. Ted Lasso. Watch it. Moving on, we're gonna talk about Side Quest, which you'll be able to listen to my interview with some of the cast on that on our various platforms. Side Quest is an anthology based off of Mythic Quest on Apple Plus. Mythic Quest, as you know, is a workplace sitcom in the video game world, right? But it's about the people who make the video game. Side Quest, just like in a video game, this is is a side mission. It's the stories about the people who their lives are affected by the video game. Mythic Quest. It's 4 different episodes, 4 different themes and sort of tones, and it's one of those rare spin-offs that kind of justifies its existence. Right? Each one of these 4 episodes in this anthology, each one of these episodes is not only well executed, honestly, they're shot better than Mythic Quest.
Oh shit!
Right? They're shot like film, and like even though like Mythic Quest has dramatic elements through it, some of these are like drama, some of these are comedy, but they all make sense when you talk about in relation to video games. The first one is about one of the game designers trying to go on vacation, right? And he just can't leave work alone, or work won't leave him alone, And we've all been in that situation. The second episode, which is is a fucking banger, is a shiner, is about black nerds. Right? Okay. It's about a comic book store filled with black nerds talking about a comic book based on the video game. The third episode is about how video games have now, like the scores for video games, they'll have an old orchestral component where you can just like go and listen to it. It's about one of the performers in that and how she has a breakdown. And the fourth episode is about a LAN party, right? That devolves, right? Their friendship devolves over the course of this campaign. Like I said, they're all very well thought out, well touching, shot immaculately, and honestly, some of these anthologies should actually have their own shows. That's how good it is. So if you're a fan of Mythic Quest, Side Quest is well worth your time. All right, and we'll talk about we'll talk about Gemstones and White Lotus together because I know we've got some crossover there.
Yeah, because White Lotus is under my purview. Gemstones is your purview.
All right, so we'll just talk about.
So you get into Gemstones because that's under your what have you watched?
All right, so last in TV is going to be the return of The Righteous Gemstones, which we are now 3 episodes in to the final
4.
episode. 4? Has it been 4? Yeah.
4 aired last night.
Yeah, 4 episodes into the final season. And this is a final season.
Yo, man, they're starting to piss me off. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let your dad be happy. God
Right.
damn, bro. Like,
right. I mean, they were always assholes, right?
But they're grown. Like, yo, let's say,
people,
yeah, right. Like, let's say my pops passed and my mom, like, a year or 2 later is like, yeah, I got a new boyfriend. I'd be like, okay, cool, like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not my listen. What my mom wants to do in her private life ain't my business, baby.
100, right? Like,
you know what I'm saying? As long as she's okay, I don't care.
Right.
It's baby boy all over again. We just like, damn, look at that.
Oh man. Baby boy, I forgot all about that.
Yo, bro, because if I'm Tyrese and Ving Rhames shows up, I'd be like, hey, what's up, nigga? Like, enjoy yourself. Like, whatever.
Right? It was like, treat her right.
Right, and that's it.
Yeah.
It'd be like every once in a while, I'll be like, yo, bro, you wanna smoke?
Anyway, so the final season of the Righteous Gemstones, first episode is possibly one of the best episodes of the show.
Yes.
And it is a flashback to the Civil War, right? Starring fucking Bradley Cooper as Eli Gemstone, like the original. And it's about how the family got into the preaching game, right? And I don't want to ruin anything for you if you're watching it, but that entire episode could have been a movie on its own.
Right.
It is gory, hilarious, and
it's epic,
poignant,
man. Because those battle sequences, I'm like, yo, they got the budget to do this shit.
Yeah, 'cause final season, fucking why not? Right? Like it is the episode 1, which is called Prelude, is honestly one of the best Civil War movies we've gotten in a while. Right? I mean, Danny McBride is quickly becoming one of the best directors, especially for TV. That's come around because like 3 of these episodes, I think, have been Danny McBride's directing as well as writing and creating. So, first episode about, might as well call it fucking Gemstones Rising. Second episode, we get into like where the kids are now. Eli's out here in Florida slinging dick. Right?
Yeah, speaking of slinging dick,
Baby
Billy.
Baby Billy's dick out every episode. Like Gemstones always had dicks in it, right? Like full frontal. But like now there's like full dick every episode.
Close-ups.
Right? At a certain point, like, is a drinking game for this final season. Like, how many dicks are you gonna see per episode?
Yeah.
And so
Sean William Scott, though, too. Like, I'm surprised to see him pop up.
Right, Sean William Scott, right? He is in it as so the main through line of this whole entire season is Eli's trying to live his life and he's sick of being lonely and like, and sexless and he just wants some companionship. So he ends up with his dead wife's best friend, right? Because they got a history. They've known each other literally for fucking 50 years. And the kids, the Gemstone kids can't deal with that shit, right? Because they haven't gotten over the loss of their mother, so they're trying to sabotage all this shit. And
you see, and this is why I say healthcare should be free, so that way all you niggas can go to therapy.
Right, but here's the thing. They've got the money for fucking therapy. It should just be destigmatized. right?
Because that's the problem. Because therapy's seen as weakness, and I'm like,
Right.
nah. I think you know why everybody in Europe's so chill? It's because they got free healthcare, they got benefits, and most of those motherfuckers go to therapy.
Right.
Even in London, you'll see the chavs. You know what I'm saying? Go to therapy.
So one of my therapists put it the best way possible. She went to me, if you had cancer and you went to an oncologist, would anyone give you any type of shit?
No.
Right? So same thing with going to see a therapist or psychologist or whatever like that. If something is off, if you are feeling unwell, then you do something to take care of that. You would go to see a professional to try to help you deal with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? That's how that works. But yeah, mental health in the United States needs to be destigmatized. All right? Instead of considered what did the Nazis consider it? I've been watching a lot of World War II shit.
I don't know. I just keep thinking about The Sopranos and how Tony had to hide that he was going to therapy because, can't have a capo going to therapy. You know what I mean?
Mm.
He might be talking business, and that's a sign of weakness. And I'm just like, nigga.
It's like, look, I'm trying to be the best me I can be. And
going to therapy is how we get Walton Goggins in the White Lotus.
Right. Not going to therapy is how we get most of the American leadership that we have right now.
Yeah, not going to therapy is how we have so many O-dogs in the hood.
Right? Like, not going to therapy is why every week I am not surprised that there's a school shooting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that is your public service announcement for the week. So I just ran through the Gemstones. Now that we're back at it on a weekly basis, I will give you weekly updates. But I just wanted to run through, excuse me, that this is a final season. They are fucking literally dicks out this whole entire season so far. Literally dicks out. Like no fucks given, right? And it's comedy gold.
Yeah,
it really is. All right, so moving on from TV, we're going to go into just a few movies. Like I'll have a bigger update tomorrow on movies and some TV shows tomorrow. All right, well, then as of the next recording, yeah. So on Hulu, randomly, a movie showed up that you would really like this, and fuck it. I decided to click on it, and I was pleasantly surprised. It is a film called The Gutter.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about because they kept advertising that to me. Never got a screening for it, and then it popped up on Hulu, and I was like, yeah, I'll get to you when I get to you.
It is the black version of Kingpin. Right? It is Black Kingpin, but like amped up.
Okay.
Right? It's about a black dude who is a total 100% fuck up in life, who randomly gets a job at a bowling alley and finds out that the only thing he's actually good at is bowling. And then, misadventures from there and, going on fucking road trips. For the championship. This movie was a surprise highlight for me. It is a nice palate cleanser. It is hilarious, absurd, and unafraid to be offensive, right? It's what we should have been getting. It's what I've wanted from the Farleys for forever. Right, because like new Farleys are fucking weak sauce compared to old Farleys, and this is 100% old Farley's humor, right? And the fact that it's us on screen is not lost on me, right? It's written and directed by what's his nigga's name? Yasir. Fucking. Hold on, let me look this up. It's written by a guy who he worked on Blackish and stuff like that. It's not but it's like it's black as fuck, absurd, hilarious, and honestly, for the budget, pretty star-studded, right? It was Sir Lester, right, and Isaiah Lester. It stars like fucking Adam Brody's in it. Fucking Susan Sarandon.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, it's fucking top tier. And so if you have Hulu, you could do worse, right? If you want like an old school raunch comedy, put that shit on. Moving on from that, we're going to talk about a movie that we were supposed to talk about like a while ago. They kept on offering us screeners and shit like that, but I just never got around to it. Riff Raff.
Bro, this is the first time I'm hearing of this.
Yeah. Riff Raff is a film about a retired hitman who actually is like living a nice life with his new wife and her son. And his first son comes by on the run, and all sorts of shit happens, right? Because someone's chasing them. That's pretty much the setup. It stars Bill Murray. It stars fucking Pete Davidson, Lewis Pullman. So it's got a pretty decent cast, and it's a decent little small budget, mid-budget thriller comedy. It's on demand. It's fine, right? Like I can't.
Nothing.
What?
You got nothing.
Yeah, it's good enough. I wasn't disappointed by it, right? But I never have to see it again, right? It's like it was a nice little like, okay, this is on. It's gonna be on fucking Hulu in like 3 days. Probably watch it, right? But like, I was able to get it on VOD. It's absolutely just fine. Seeing Bill Murray as the Heavy was kind of cool, because I don't think I've ever seen him as an actual bad guy before. And honestly, I think Bill Murray should start doing more drama, because as the Heavy, it was an interesting choice.
Okay, all right.
So don't watch this movie so much for the story, because you've seen this shit before, but watch it for the acting, because everyone is at least trying in this, and it's so small, it's so contained. It's in like one or two locations that they honestly get to play around with each other.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, and so that is it for now for what I've been watching. So this episode isn't 18 hours long. So we're going to move on to Brandon. What have you been watching?
All right, I'm going to start with The White Lotus, and I'm going to say this. The next 5 to 10 minutes, if you don't want to hear no fucking spoilers, skip over this shit. Now, with that said, I want to be like Jason Isaacs' character, except without the pills, baby. That's just going to be me. That's just going to be me with booze and edibles, just walking out to my wife and daughter and just sitting down, having my dick out. And they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm be like, "I'm crashing out. I'm fucked up and I'm crashing out because I'm rich."
Well, not anymore.
Like, I want to. Like I told you, like y'all heard the last episode. I'm trying to go to the 4 Seasons in Hawaii, have my dick out, pass out, everywhere. I'm trying to pass out at the bar. I'm trying to pass out on the beach, pass out in my hotel room, wake up. I'm like, damn, look at this nice ass ocean view. And then walk out to the dog. I wouldn't even use the bathroom except to take a shit. Otherwise, I would just piss everywhere, bro. I'd be like, oh, that tree looks like it needs some water.
Dick out literally and figuratively. Fuck it.
Listen, yeah. So, like I just said, everybody's crashing out on this. This season, I gotta say, it is like watching a fever dream, like a very bad fever dream. Like there's parts of the show where I'm like, am I hallucinating the way it's shot and edited?
Especially the Walton Goggins parts, because he was losing it.
I mean, everybody is. Jason Isaac too. Like when he, like, not to jump ahead, but last night's episode 7, when Jason Isaacs is talking to the monk, even he's having like hallucinations where he's like, what happens when you die? He's like, oh, you become a drop of water and you go back to the ocean and you just become one conscious. And you see that nigga just hallucinating and he just seems at peace. And then he just goes back to his wife. And shout out to Parker Posey because she is killing it as the stereotypical Southern housewife.
Parker knew tsunami.
Yo, I love that from last night's episode. I love how he just sits in bed and she's complaining and he just looks at her like, you're part of the fucking problem.
Bitch, you are the worst.
Like, I have a feeling that nigga's gonna stay in Thailand. Like, if he don't kill himself, he's gonna end up being the next Gary and just chilling and living in Thailand, and just selling off all of his assets.
I think all of them are gonna stay in Thailand. Like, the way things are going is like none of these people have anything to go back to.
Yeah. I feel bad for Piper, who is the daughter of Jason Isaac and Parker Posey's character, because she was there to literally live with the monks, and now her brother's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this too, and I'm like, she's on a spiritual journey, my guy. Like, you cannot crash somebody's spiritual journey. Like, Jeff, if you told me like, yo, I need to take some time to myself. I'm gonna go live among these monks and just figure some shit out. I'm not gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna come too.
But also on the other hand, right? And this is what I thought of last night. If she's supposed to be a Buddhist, right?
Right.
If she's supposed to be, trying to find enlightenment, right? Her doctrine is try to enlighten other people, right? When she found out that the brother might want to stay, the look on her face, I could see what was going on. She thought she was trying to be special, right? But
at the same time, like, bro, like, I get it. You're there to find yourself. Like, even the monk says, like, a lot of people come here to find themselves in some sort of spiritual malaise. And I'm like, yeah, I understand why you would want to do that alone, because how are you going to find yourself if you're not alone?
Right, but also, like, your brother is lost, right? And
he's impressionable.
He's impressionable, but, also, sure, right? Like, one more person in my family who will understand what I'm trying to do. I see both sides of it, right?
I'm on Piper's side, bro. If I'm trying to find myself, I'm going to I want to be by myself.
So this
that's the only way for me to truly find myself.
Right. So but this throws her motives in sort of doubt for me, because
not for me.
Like, are you clout chasing? Right.
I don't think she is. She really expected to be alone, because some journeys you literally have to take by yourself.
Yeah, like I said, I totally get both sides of it, right? But like, it's that sort of shading of the motives, right? That makes the show so fucking interesting, right?
Also, let's back up, because let's go back to probably the best episode of the season, so far, which is the party episode, where it was just one big party, and it was like watching a version of Uncut Gems that wouldn't stress you out. Because that party episode was wild and intense. And look, Jacqueline and her friends are messy, because like Carrie Coon clearly has not too much going on, right? So you cannot, like, let's say me and Jeff, like, for the listeners, let's say me and Jeff went on vacation and there's this hot girl who's giving Jeff the eye, and I'm like, yeah, Jeff, go for it. I'm not gonna then sneak that same girl into my room and fuck her, and then the next morning be like, well, look, I ain't fuck her. I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, like, it's that whole entire, it's that toxic, like they talk about toxic masculinity, right? But there's also toxic femininity, right?
Yes, yeah, because these bitches are, Leslie Bibb just stirring the pot, man.
Right.
And I know she knows what she's doing. She's playing like, oh, I didn't know. I'm like, no, you knew. You knew how this was gonna play out.
You knew how your friends were going to react, right? So you can't be mad that you said some shit that you shouldn't have said. You should have kept to yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You can't be surprised when the person that you know acted like how you knew they would act, but then now you can't control. Now it's annoying because they're super pissed off, right? And
I thought you were gonna find it funny. I thought you were gonna find it funny. I'm like, bro, you were there the entire time she was pushing Valentin on her. Like, and you can't just be like, oh, it's funny.
Right. Like,
especially if you know your friend is married. Like, I said this to Jeff on the train ride home. I was just like, you're putting me in an uncomfortable position because I know you're married and you're off fucking this other girl. Like, once this vacation's done, I'd be like, yo, bro, I don't think we should hang out anymore, because I don't like being put in positions like that. Even though I wouldn't snitch, I just don't want to be around somebody who's going to put me in a rock and a hard place. Like, if I know your significant other, I talk to your significant other, you know what I'm saying? And we're all friends. I'm not trying to be in a position where I know something I don't want to know.
Right, but they're also not like in each other's lives. They don't see each other like every 5 years, but also like mind your own fucking business. Right.
And that's how I live by, but also at the same time, you put me in a bad spot, bro.
But also don't try to fuck your friends like person. Right, like
you're especially if you're like, yeah, go ahead and chase them, because then now it just makes you look petty,
right, like,
and toxic.
Yeah, because like you are a world famous actress. You could have anyone that you wanted, but you decided to take the dude who your friend was interested in.
Oh, on some superiority shit,
right? On some like I need to feel good about myself for a second.
Right.
As opposed to like, let my friend be happy. Right. So like, I love how this is actually showing the, toxic side to female friendships.
Because this is messy with a capital M.
Yeah. It's.
Yeah. And Leslie Bibb, like, the whole time just sitting there shaming both of them. I'm like, no, you're just as bad, if not worse, because now you're playing both sides. Like, I refuse to believe that she didn't know what she was doing.
Yeah, 100% she knew what she was doing, right? But here's the thing. She could do that shit in America where, like, they're out or whatever like that. She does some pot stirring shit, and she could go home and not have to deal with the repercussions. Now
you're on vacation, baby.
You're stuck there.
Yeah. Now the storylines are starting to converge, because now we find out that the people who robbed the hotel are the Russians that these ladies are hooking up with, and Gay Talk finally got the gun back.
Right.
I was like a man. I was like, bro could straight up confronted Jason Isaacs like, yo, I know you took it, and Jason, and just let him walk all over him. I'd be like, nah, listen, you're a security threat at this point.
Right. Like,
so if you don't give me the gun back, you and your family got to get the fuck out of here.
And honestly, like, he could be like, we have you on video.
Yeah, exactly. Right? We could take that to the police, baby.
Right. Like,
and you don't want to be in a Thailand prison.
Right. Like, we have you on video, and the great thing about it is we don't have you on video showing you where you got the gun. So I could just say that you picked the lock and went in the gun drawer, right?
Yep.
Right? We see you come in and leave with putting something in your pocket. Whether or not how you got the gun is irrelevant. That you got the gun, we got proof of that.
Listen, Gay Talk got it back though. That man straight up pulled a tenant, snuck up in there, got it, and then dipped right as they got back. As Parker Posey says, you want to live in Taiwan? And I'm like, and even her daughter was just like even Jason Isaacs looking at her like, bitch, we're in Thailand, not Taiwan.
But also, but also, stop with this Christian conservative bullshit, bitch. You haven't been to church in 3 years.
Yep, she straight up says, like, I cannot live without the creature comforts. I don't know any other life besides living this comfortable life, and I could not live if I couldn't live this comfortable life. And I'm like, baby, you reality is gonna hit you hard then, because not only is Jason Isaacs in trouble, but like there's rich people struggling right now. So
well, I mean, they said in episode 3, they froze all of Jason Isaacs' assets. So like,
oh, they did?
Yeah.
So he has nothing to sell off?
Yeah, no, they like the FBI took all his shit. So like they got no money to go back to. That's why as soon as he found that out, he should have called his lawyer and been like, yo, wire me like as much money as you can. And I would have just told my wife, like, yo, you know what? Why don't we just go on an extended vacation? Yeah, no, that was all of episode 3, man, because like he had that conversation with his lawyers. Like, I can't even. There's no money to give you, dog, because if I give you money, it looks like collusion.
See, as soon as he found out, he should have called his lawyer immediately and been like, wire me. See, man, these people don't be thinking. Right. You be thinking shit's sweet.
That's why he wants to kill. That's why, like, last night's episode, if Gay Talk hadn't taken the gun, he would have shot his whole entire family. And I love how every episode, each one of his family members tells him how, like, they can't live without the money.
Except for Piper.
But like, maybe she,
even the little kid's just like, yeah, whatever.
Right. But like, it might be like this last episode where they reveal is like, maybe, you know, we'll go back to America and I'll try blah 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 blah. It's like, there's nothing to go back to, baby.
Also would like to say, Patrick Schwarzenegger, since we're on the family, Patrick Schwarzenegger, just the ultimate fuckboy. Like, he's still trying to, like, straight up. I've never seen anybody straight up ask a woman, why won't you fuck me? I'm like, are you serious, my man?
He's an incel. He's a fuckboy.
I would never ask a woman that, bro. I am in Thailand drinking Mai Tais and enjoying this exotic ass hotel.
But also, he is thirsty and desperate as fuck, and like no one wants that. No one wants to. No one fucks the fucking desperate dude, right? Who's like, please fuck me, right? Like nothing dries up a vagina or softens a dick faster than desperation.
No, yo, listen. I love though how in last night's episode, Homegirl's just like, yo, listen, I'd be lowering myself to a standard I don't want to be lowered down to fuck you. Like, you're just pathetic, honestly. She's like, I actually have somebody I'm in love with. That's why I don't want to fuck you. She's like, I don't know how many ways I gotta spell this out for you. Like, I have a boyfriend.
Right.
Like, sure, girls say that all the time to get out of shit they don't want to do. Like,
Right.
I have a boyfriend. But now this is her like fourth or fifth time telling you, I have a boyfriend.
Right.
After the second time, I'd be like, okay, it's just not happening.
Right. Like, you were just fucking the desperation, right? That's like just oozing off him. Right. And
I get it. You want what you can't have, but also, man, there's a whole resort. And you're in Thailand, dog. Like, let's segue into the next part. Funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. So the surprise cast member this season was Sam Rockwell, because when he popped up in the episode, I was like, oh, holy shit. And now he's been added to the opening credits, which I'm like, bro, we were more than halfway into the season and we're still introducing another main character.
Right.
Okay, wild. Sam Rockwell gave a very emotional breakdown of his time in Thailand and why he is the way he is and how he got to that position. And I know a lot of people that touch them emotionally, but for me, nigga, I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. Like, I was wiping tears out of my eyes.
But it could do both, right? It could be emotional, but also hilarious. Because I found it emotional, but also that was the fucking most hilarious shit I've ever heard.
Especially because it kept cutting back to Walton Goggins.
Right.
And they already made memes of his reaction.
Right. It's like, sometimes you just gotta sit there and listen, man. What am I gonna say to that shit? I just gotta let you
his
talk.
eyes went wide like mine right now. He's just like, oh, okay. He's just nodding. Like, yo, he's just like, yeah, I was fucking girls so much, then I imagine what it'd be like to be a girl getting fucked. And then I hired all these dudes to fuck me. And then I hired a girl to sit there and watch. And as I was getting fucked, I looked at her and I was like, I'm the femboy. I'm the girl. I am you.
But
I don't understand how people don't like this season, bro.
People don't like this season? Why not?
Like, I will, because they're like, it's not as strong as the previous two.
It's just as strong,
and it's not as and it's so slow, and it's starting to fall into a formula. I'm like, yeah, the show has a formula. People show up at the fucking hotel, right, and their worst sides come out.
Right, like the formula is they show you what happens at the end. The first episode, they go,
not everything's resolved,
right,
just like life.
Right, they go 1 week earlier. Like, literally, it says, like, you know, they show the fucking the result. They say 1 week earlier, and then that's the show. Like, you find out how you got to that point. Like, the first,
like my favorite season is probably going to be season 2 so far. Like, I still think season 2 is probably going to be my favorite,
right,
but we got one episode left. I will say, I hope next season, because, you know, before this even aired, they got a 4th season. I hope season 4 is not as dark as this season, because this season's fucking dark. And I get it, because Mike White said the first season was about money, second season was about sex, and the third season is about death.
Yeah.
And it looms large over this season, because every episode there is the threat of violence, whether it's from family members, from people you're friends with, or just strangers. Especially since the previous episode, you had gay talk at the fucking gun range. Those gunshots were loud as fuck.
And, like, gay talk may not have killer instinct, but he's nasty with a gun.
Yo, and I was so happy for him last night, because he finally went on the date with that's the girl from Blackpink, by the way.
Yeah, no, I found that
I did not know, not only does she speak Korean, I did not know she could also speak English and Thai. I was like, she's speaking Thai? The fuck? Yeah, I was like, good for gay talk. He finally, and then she's on the date and she's just basically saying, "Oh, you're soft," and I'm just like,
I can't remember, because she denied him the date once, but I can't remember when she said yes to it. Like when he
Well,
asked,
she was always interested in him. She denied the date because I think she was busy or she had some other shit she had to do.
I thought it's just because like she didn't like she saw him as just a friend.
Nah. But now he finally got the date, and like by the end of that date, she's interested just because she saw that nigga harden up when he saw spotted
the Russian,
Carrie Coon with them
with the Russians,
with them hoodlum. Yeah, he's just like, I was like, oh shit, like this last episode is gonna be wild, and I guess let's get into the final thing. Two of the final things, because we gotta circle back to Walton Goggins, Scott Glenn. I'm like, damn, how many people we pulling out of our asses in this show? I was like, god damn, Scott Glenn in this too. Scott Glenn ends up being the man, or who knows? That might even be Rick's dad for all we know. Could be his fucking dad.
Like, I was thinking about that. Like, honestly, all the way throughout the show, it was like, watch this motherfucker be this dude's dad.
Yo, I mean, he does the thing we all do, which is we all talk shit and be like, yeah, I would have shot the motherfucker. But once you get there,
once you got a gun in someone's
different
face.
Story. Yeah. When you have the power to take away somebody's life, that's a different story.
Right.
That's a real different story. You may talk shit like, oh, I would have shot the nigga, but then when you get the chance, it's different, baby. Like it's different.
You pull that trigger, you can't put the bullet back in the gun.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah, like listen, there's no takebacks on killing.
Right. So like,
so my man's made his point.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Scott Glenn may have had a heart attack when he fell over, to be quite honest with you.
Right, because he was still recovering from the surgery.
Right? And them niggas hightailed it out of there.
Mm-hmm.
I liked how smooth Sam Rockwell was. I was like, that's a true friend for your ass. Not only is he covering up for a murder he clearly doesn't want to participate in, he broke his sobriety for you.
As soon as because he got flustered because he didn't have a fucking backstory for any of this. Because Wallen,
bro, yeah, I was like, bro, you didn't give him like a backstory. Like he made up this whole backstory and did not tell him. I'm just like, you just left him there hanging to dry, bro. Okay,
right? Like how you expect me
fucking bitch.
Like how do you expect me to distract this chick if you haven't told me what you told her about me?
Come on, man. That's That's going undercover 101.
Right?
Getting your backstory straight. Like, come on, man.
And we know that they're criminals. We know they're not new to this shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like, god damn, bro. So, Rick finally smiles the first time the whole season, when he's watching his friends doing rails with naked prostitutes, and I'm just like,
That's true friend, I guess. that shit was wild.
I will say this: if I was in there and I'm watching you do rails with naked prostitutes, I ain't gonna be sitting there smiling. I'm gonna be like, might be time for me to go.
Right, but they're about that life. They're about that doing real life. I think he was smiling, like, yeah, he's gonna ask one of them Thai girls to fuck him, like in the ass. I was like, I know who you are now, Sam Rockwell.
Listen, do what you gotta do. And I guess the last thing to talk about is Gary and Belinda. Gary, there's this whole push and pull the whole season of the threat of violence, because we don't know. We saw what Gary's capable of in season 2, so like at any moment, I'm expecting Belinda to get knocked off, and good for her for getting ass, first of all, from Porn Chai. Shout out to Porn Chai, handsome Thai dude.
But here's
also shout out to her son, who was just cool with it. He's like, yo, I'm glad you're getting yours.
I was like, but here's the thing, right? She has the opportunity now to like be fucking this dude, get her own business. But you remember when Porn Chai was like, you know, we can start a business together.
Yeah, but that I see the look of apprehension on her face, and I get it, because she's been through this before, and also she's in Thailand. Her life is in Hawaii.
Yeah, but like you got an opportunity. Like that's what I say. I'm. If everybody stayed in Thailand, I would not be surprised, right? Just because like you got opportunities here that you never had in the United States, and the United States hasn't really treated you all that well.
Well, that's why I'm hoping hopefully Greg, because I cannot see them prolonging Greg's storyline
Right.
for another fucking season. That's why I'm hoping season 4, the holdover is either Belinda or Alexandra Daddario. She comes back, and maybe Belinda will see her finally starting to make her business. But I would also like to see Alexandra Daddario come back and have her be a rich divorcee where she got half in the divorce.
Yeah, so like we'll see, but this last episode is gonna be fucking just crazy. This
nigga straight up like, I'll give you $100,000. Like, I get why she's just like, I don't think so, because you don't know what that 100,000 comes with. And I get where her son's coming from, where like, yo, this can change our life, but like also, you take that $100,000, that means that nigga could pop up at any time, any place with like, hey, so I gave you that 100,000, so like now you got to do this for me.
I don't even think he would do that, right? Because he doesn't want anything to have to do with that. Anything that have to do with that old life. My entire thing is, let's say if I were him, it's like, okay, she takes the money. What's to say that she doesn't keep hitting me up for money, and now I'm in a position where I can be blackmailed.
That too, but
right?
Also
I'm I'm thinking from a practical standpoint. Like if I were him, was like, I got to kill her either way, right? If she takes the money, now I know I can't fucking trust her. If she doesn't take the money, then now she's a do-gooder.
I mean, did you watch the post episode with
John Grice?
Natasha Rothwell and John Greer's,
yeah.
where he was just like, yo, John Greer straight up said like, Gary in that moment was sincere, like, yo, just take the money and disappear. And I'm just like, bro, eventually it might not be Belinda, but eventually somebody's going to come there and fucking see you and report you to the FBI, man. Like, that's something you cannot escape. And if you want to escape that, stop hanging out at the White Lotus. Like, I don't know why you keep popping up at White Lotuses. Like, me personally, I would stay far away from a resort.
But here's the thing. Technically, he didn't kill her.
Yeah, but I mean, it's gonna look it looks very sus when she dies, all these people die, and then you're in Thailand living this life
with all her money.
With a new girl.
Yeah, but
like, come on, people are eventually gonna put 2 and 2 together. Like, it might not be Belinda, somebody else might also put 2 and 2 together and just be like,
look, but like he didn't technically. she killed herself, right?
But there was no prenup. Everybody's gonna figure that out. Like, come on, man. People are gonna figure it out.
But he's rich. He's rich, and when you're rich, the letter of the law matters. Like when you're poor, the intent of the law. No. It's the other way around. When you're poor, it's the letter of the law. When you're rich, it's the intent of the law.
Yeah, listen. 6 people died, bro. 6 people died. You just can't.
6 people died. They like it. I'm not saying it's definitely 100% conspiracy, but it's hard to prove conspiracy when everyone's dead.
Well, you don't know. There might be, because remember, homie's nephew is still alive in Italy, so he might have the receipts.
Right. But like,
because that nigga could feel a type of way and just be like, he put us up to this shit.
Right. So like, yeah, he was going to kill her, but she ended up killing herself. I'm sorry for
either way.
Spoiler for season 2.
Look, either way, I hope this wraps up John Greer's storyline, because, like, again, I just don't want this stretched out.
Right. And I just don't like him. Season. I just don't like him. Right. I want him to like get what he deserves. Right.
So like, that's what I want from the next season. Let's see how this last episode plays out. Damn, what a wild ass season. Like I said, I was like, yeah, I'll just binge it because I enjoyed binging the first 2 seasons. Like I remember binging the first season, binging the last season, and then saving the final episode and watching it that night. And now I'm glad I watched this week to week because there's just so many twists and turns and surprises that I don't think anyone has seen coming.
Yeah, like honestly, finding out the 3 Russians, that was a surprise to me, right?
Sam Rockwell,
Yeah.
fucking Scott Glenn. The fact that Gary was in the first episode, like when I watched the first episode, I was just like, that's when I told you, I'm like, yo, Jeff, you might want to start watching this week too. Because to end that first episode, like, oh, that nigga's just chilling there.
Yeah.
I was just like, wait, what? Like I knew he was gonna come back, but I didn't think it was gonna be
like straight off
soon.
the bat. Like, oh, he's a, instead of being ancillary, he's like a main.
Yeah. Damn, Mike White, man, you going through some shit, baby.
Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah. So that's the White Lotus. Moving on. I want to talk about, I'll save common side effects for the next episode because I'm happy that got renewed for season 2 on Friday.
Hey.
Yeah, I got to talk about my boy Marshall next episode because I'm like, damn, like, can y'all give Marshall a break in this fucking show? So that way I'll watch the new episode later tonight and we could talk about it. Talk about SNL with Mikey Madison and your boy Morgan Wallen. Look, the thing I could say about this episode is they tried. Like, they tried, and I appreciate when they try because it's more humorous than often not than it's straight up not funny.
Right, like
Weekend Update was a little miss. There was a lot of misses this.
And like I didn't like how every one of Che's jokes got a groan from the audience when they were actually fire jokes. Right?
Yo, I mean, they did that for Colin too.
Yeah, like,
and Colin's just like, he's looking at them like, oh, you guys have a problem with that? Okay, all right.
Yeah, the episode was absolutely fine, right? Like that's all I can say.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Like I laughed some, but like like you said, real misses.
Shout out to Mikey though, because she's a great actress. Because she was selling this. I'm like, baby girl, like I know Honora is partially comedic, but you need to do a straight up comedy.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's the difference between comedy and drama, razor thin.
Yeah, so big thing that broke the internet yesterday was Morgan Wallen running off stage. And not only did he run off stage, I love, because I watched it, like Keenan hugs Ego Wodum and then points over to the direction he ran off, and she looks and she just has that look on her face like this
motherfucker.
Yeah, and Keenan has that smirk on his face like, fucking, see, this is why we don't fuck with y'all. And then on his Instagram it says, "Take me to God's country," with a picture of his private plane. It was so bad, like the internet blew that shit up so badly that his publicist had to come out and be like, yeah, look, everything's fine. There was no bad blood or anything. Like they didn't even give, and I'm just like, well, tell us the reason why he left, and they didn't provide a reason.
And here's the thing: even if you didn't want to be there, right? Like you didn't want to. New York City's filled too many fucking Jews, blacks, gays, Puerto Ricans, right? Even if you felt like that, stay the fucking 10-20 minutes to close
it's
out
only
the show.
10 minutes. You gotta stay on stage and just thank everybody.
Right.
Like, yo, listen, you may not like the person, but give them just shake their hand and then hug who you have to hug. And then once the camera pans up to the clock and everybody runs off stage, that's when you'll be like, all right, guys, I gotta go.
Right.
I can't go to the after party. You hop in your private car and go to your private jet. And then you did.
Right. Because when you told me about this, I was like, oh, okay. he slipped out. Like, all right, so yeah, he disappeared from stage. He slipped out the bags, whatever. It's bad. It's fucking bad decorum, but whatever. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I didn't realize he walked off the stage
past the camera,
towards the camera, right? So it was fucking obvious.
Because that's how they exit every night. Once the camera pans up to the clock, and the broadcast cuts, the entire cast, the host, and the musical guests all go out that way.
Right.
They go past the cameras, and that's it. And then once they're out of the hallways in their dressing room, they have the audience leave, so the audience doesn't bother the host,
right,
the musical guests, or the cast.
Yeah, but like, yes,
that nigga just straight up ran.
It's like, yeah, this, and you made it so fucking obvious that right, like, of course someone's gonna say something.
And if you notice, because I watched the entire credits, when they cut to the audience kept looking back. They're just like, is he coming back? Yeah. I was like, oh, so they're fans. Like, you could tell, like, the look of disappointment on their faces. I was like, bro, you disappointed your fans.
I mean, good. I'm glad your fans were disappointed. Now that, like, now you see who this motherfucker is.
Yeah. Throwing chairs off of buildings, kissing women during a deadly pandemic when you're not supposed to, spouting off slurs.
Oh, that's right. He's the one who said
last year he dropped. Yep.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's him. Because I don't know boo about this motherfucker, right? Like,
I mean, I'm still not really over the kissing shit, because I remember that shit where they had to last minute call in Jack White, and they're like, Jack, can you do this? Jack's like, yeah, and then they're like, all right, well, you got to get tested. We got to test you like 3 times, because now we'd only test you once, but we got to test you 3 times because you're coming in at the last possible moment.
Yeah, And how old is he? Like, he's young as fuck, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's like 23, 24.
See, this is why they shouldn't give these young motherfuckers money.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Apparently, he won a lot of Grammys, and he won a lot of country music awards. Mm-hmm. And apparently, he didn't even show up for the country music awards. He just didn't show up for that shit either.
Did he give a reason? Because that's sort of like, if you're invited to that shit and you're up for an award for that shit, and this is your livelihood.
Yeah, he didn't show up to the Grammys either, apparently.
It's like, this is your fucking job, right? Like, and we've had this conversation before, where I'm like, yes, I get if you're a pure artist and you just want to make music for the sake of music, yada yada yada. But as soon as you start selling records and you sign with a fucking record company, this is your job. And your job requires certain responsibilities. And if that responsibility is just showing up somewhere, showing your face and getting drunk, then you do that shit.
I'll be real. I go to an award ceremony every year. And I yes, after a while it gets monotonous. After a while it gets a bit boring. But at least at the award ceremony I go to, the booze is ever flowing. I have friends there.
Right.
If I'm going to the Oscars has an open bar. Best believe I'm getting drunk to make it through the broadcast, because that's 3 hours. I got to put on this tux and put on dress shoes, these uncomfortable ass dress shoes. Like, yeah, I'm going to get drunk. And then if I win an award, cool. If I don't, I got drunk at the Oscars. I'm going to go get some In-N-Out and go back to my hotel room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's the responsibility of your station
just show
in life.
Up. Like, if you have to go to an award show, you don't want to, just get drunk at the open bar. Like, almost all of these have an open bar. Right. And if they don't have an open bar, sneak in a flask, sneak in an edible, and just sit there and smile and just wave. And that's it.
But yeah, this is part of your responsibility. This is your fucking job. Right? Like, like, your job could be to be digging ditches. Right? Yeah. So, but your job is to show up, being around pretty fabulous people, getting drunk for free, and having people like fawn all over you and tell you how great you are. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I was just like, damn, I feel bad for Beyonce, because they purposely didn't give her any awards at the Country Music Awards, but she showed up
Right.
She showed up.
Right. Because that was her responsibility. That is part of the job.
Yo, listen, if he wasn't nominated, I get it. Don't show up.
Right.
But my man, you're nominated.
Yeah.
Show up.
That's fucking just show up. Right? Like what job do you have where literally one of your responsibilities is just fucking show up? We don't ask anything else of you, just show up.
So I'm going to talk about now the PITT, because the PITT is disgusting. It's a great show, like great dramatic. Like I'm addicted to it. Like I'm not gonna lie, I still got a couple of episodes left, but it is disgusting, and like probably one of the most graphic medical shows you'll ever see. I understand why week after week it stays number one. Like it's been number one for like the entire month of March on HBO Max for as far as shows. And I was like, all right, let me finally check it out. I checked it out. I'm like, oh shit, I can see why. Yeah, this shit, it's awesome, but it's Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, every medical professional friend that I have, they're like, yeah, it is the most accurate depiction.
Yeah, I've heard that from ER doctors.
Yeah.
They straight up say, like, this is the most accurate show about working in an ER you'll ever see.
Right. And it's like, I'm here for it, but also I'm not ready for it. Yeah.
One of my worst fears is in this show, which is...
You told me about it. I was like, oh, nope.
A lady has something in her ear and she can't hear. And the doctors are like, yeah, you have something in your ear. We're going to flush it out. They start flushing it out and they're like, it's a dead cockroach. She's like, no, it's not. They flush it out. That shit comes out of her ear right into the tray, and the tray's full of liquid and that, and they show it to her because she's like, no, it's not. They show it to her, and she just goes, ah! At the top of her lungs, just screaming. I was just like, yo, that's one of my greatest fears. That has been my fear since Bringing Out the Dead, where at the beginning of the movie, you hear over the radio, they're just like, 15:30, we have a cockroach crawled into their ear. And I was just like, oh, that's a fear. That is a fear. And I was like, oh, damn. That's how they open an episode.
I was like, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah, bro. I'm so glad I have hair and I wear a stocking cap, because I put that stocking cap over my ears so no spiders, or gnats fly into my ears or some shit like that as I sleep. Yeah. Look, they say we swallow 15 spiders a year while we sleep.
Yeah, I heard that, and I don't even know how to deal with that. I don't even know how to.
Yeah, I don't know how to process that information either. Right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, but what if I? How do I stop that? Like, what do I do to stop eating 15 spiders a year?
Right. Us sleeping, we living in fear factor now.
Like, where can I get that tape you put on your fucking mouth?
the bodybuilding influencer.
Yeah, I just found out about that motherfucker yesterday.
Yeah, that shit is. I was just like, who is this for, my guy? Right. Like, who? Not only is this over the top and ridiculous, but who is this for? Unless you got like $10 million. It's like that routine is insane,
right? And like, is it?
And he's proud of it.
I mean, look, good for him. Like, I can't.
No, fucking shame that nigga, man.
Like, I don't have the energy to hate any of these motherfuckers anymore. Right? Like, it's too many people to hate.
I like how the first part of it ends. He's like, all right, well, we're gonna need at least 10,000. I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Who says that on a business meeting? We're gonna at least need 10,000.
Like, on video, it's like, okay, all right, now you're trying. You're trying.
So yeah, the PITT. Abby Fortson Ryder. If you don't know her, she was in Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. She was Cassie Lang in the first 2 Ant-Man movies.
Oh, okay.
She's 17 now. She plays a 12-year-old in this who gets pregnant and has her aunt take her there to get her an abortion. And then her mother randomly shows up because the dude who got her pregnant straight up told her mom. And her mom is forcing her to have the baby. So that is 4 episodes they're dealing with that shit. And I'm sitting there watching this. I'm like, yo, this bitch is insane. Like, this is a child. Like, let her have an abortion. And she's like, I was the same age when I had you. You're going to have this kid. And I'm just like, yeah, because it's clearly working out for you right now.
This sounds like some straight up Pittsburgh shit. Like it sounds most accurate.
That's why it's called the Pit, baby. Because it takes place in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and also I think don't they call the ER the Pit also?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, like because I knew it took place in Pittsburgh, and it's like that is some Central PA shit.
Well, they're from Tennessee.
Oh,
and
okay.
And she's there in Pittsburgh because that's where her aunt lives, and her aunt lied, saying like, "Yeah, I'm her guardian."
And that is also some Tennessee shit. That is awesome. None of that surprises me.
Look, if I'm a dad and my 12-year-old daughter got pregnant, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm driving her to get an abortion because, like, I'm not having my 12-year-old daughter become a mother because you know what that means? Not only is that going to be hard on her, that means I also have to help take care of this fucking kid. And I'm like, nah, fuck that.
So the dad drove? Was that what happened in the show?
No, it's the mom.
Okay. No. So the dad drove her to Pittsburgh? How did she get to Pittsburgh?
Oh, her mom dropped her off at the airport to meet her aunt because they were having a fun weekend together.
Right. Okay, I gotcha.
And then the dude who knocked her up was just like, oh, well, I thought she was going to Pittsburgh to get an abortion. And then her mom drove out there.
All right, because like most likely, if this chick is getting pregnant at 12, dad's probably not. She probably doesn't.
Oh yeah, he's not around.
He's not. He's not.
Look. She even said, she was like, it was only the one. She even told her mom, it's just the one time I had sex. I didn't know I was gonna get pregnant. I'm like, yeah, you're just a kid. You like kids do stupid shit like that. Let her take the pills because it's so early enough that all she has to do is take pills for a week and she'll be okay. And I'm just like, let her take the fucking pills. Like, yo, you are like, that is the most despicable mother I've seen in a minute. I'm like, this girl is fucking young as fuck, man.
So, I mean, we're not going to get into how I know this. Is like, so she was around 7 weeks pregnant if she can take the pills.
Yeah, so, yo, listen, no judgment. Like, we all got to make decisions. Like, yo, listen, you knock somebody up and you both agree to an abortion, that's the best option. Like, all this, that's the one thing I hate about pro-life people, because once the life comes, y'all are just like, meh, no incentive to help these people out.
Right,
whatsoever.
and that's the thing. They're the same motherfuckers who complain, oh, the government is like giving out handouts and stuff like that. It's like, you can't have it both ways.
Both ways, yeah. You can't be cutting school lunches and federal funding for children and then be like, oh no, you should have this baby, it's God's work, and then not around to offer any solutions or any help for the fucking kid when it comes.
Right, like, the kid's got to be paid for somehow. So either it's social services or you take care of this at the root.
And no offense, but the American orphanage system is fucked up for many different reasons. If you don't believe me, there's a documentary called 3 Perfect Strangers.
Uh-huh.
That shit is wild. Watch that movie.
Where is it available now? Where can I see it?
It should be on Hulu. I saw it in theaters. It's about 3 identical twins, bro, and watch that shit. You're just like, bro, this is fucked up on so many levels. So there's nothing worse than putting a kid in an orphanage.
I mean,
orphanage is just, might as well call them trauma centers for many different reasons. God damn.
I mean, it's like they're mini prisons.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck y'all. But yeah, the Pit, man, this shit is wild. Watch it sober or watch it when you're not eating anything. Like, don't eat at all. Good, but it's good. It is really good. I'm surprised Noah Weil is doing another ER show.
I mean, what else was he gonna do? Right?
I mean, he's a producer on it. He wrote an episode. I was surprised to see his name pop up on episode 4 or 5 as a writer.
Yeah, because like here's the thing, right? Like, what was the last thing he did? The Librarians or whatever like that, or Scammers? Like, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, damn, I forgot about that shit.
Yeah, that's the last thing. Like, because you can't find where else can you find ER? It's not. It's
It's like on Hulu.
Yeah,
it's on Hulu and Max.
Right, but it's no syndication, right? Because like, so
I think they might show it still on TNT.
Yeah. Okay. So like those residuals. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You know, listen. Look. It's not Friends. Like, I get it. It ain't Friends, but like,
Right.
still. Yeah. The Pit. Recommended. Anyways. Moving on. Law and Order. The last episode of Law and Order. It didn't have Makad Brooks, and I was like, oh, this is racist. They had an episode based on Luigi.
Hey, Luigi.
Yeah, they got a Luigi episode already. I was like, damn, y'all worked fast on this one. Dealing with the same morals that we were all dealing with, which is like, look, I don't condone violence, but at the same time, like,
I get it.
It is what it is, baby.
Right.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like, in the episode, everybody's calling him a hero. Everybody stands up and claps every time he walks into the courtroom. Everybody's like, free him. First Law and Order episode in a long ass time, we don't see the verdict because it cuts off. They're like, and we jury find him. Cut the credits. I was like, God damn it!
Because we don't have a verdict here. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. This is fictional, baby. It's based off. It's, as they call it, the ripped from headlines, because they do these every so often. Ripped from the headlines. Remember how they advertise that?
Yeah.
Ripped from the headlines.
Like,
yeah, like this is ripped from the headlines, but like,
wow, we don't know.
Baby, look, baby, this is fictional. Come up with something. Yeah, because that Luigi trial, that's gonna be like, I think that's gonna be prolonged. And I think it's going to be prolonged because they're trying to find the right jury, because they know most people are just going to be like, yeah, innocent.
Right. Like, to find an impartial jury, right? You might as well try to look for the lost city of fucking Atlantis, or fucking...
Or like where Geraldo tried to find Capone's vault full of money.
Right, like fucking the lost city of Z, right?
Yeah, you might as well El Dorado. Like,
right.
yeah. You'd probably be better off trying to find the Hanging Gardens of Babylon and the Colossus of Rhodes. You know what I'm saying?
Right, like to find an impartial jury in the United States of America when a trial dealing with the healthcare system, I'm going to pull a Lucius Fox. Good luck.
Yo, listen, if I get called for jury duty and that ends up being my case, I'm going to make myself look as sane, as impartial as I possibly can. And I'll be in there. I'll be like, yeah, I'm voting innocent, nigga. Like, I don't give a fuck. Y'all vote how y'all want. Like innocent.
I will hang this jury. I will deadlock this motherfucker.
Hell yeah. Innocent.
It's like, I don't care. Yeah, I saw the video. I see. Like, I got doubts. I got a reasonable doubt.
I'm Peter Fonda in 12 Angry Men. I'm Peter Fonda just sitting there like, yeah, nigga. Like, I know you got baseball tickets.
Like I know you got kids and shit like that, but didn't prove past a reasonable doubt.
Yo, that was the best skit though of SNL, was the jury duty, because that's exactly how I be. Like, every time I get called for jury duty and they're like, why can't you work this jury? I'm like, yo, is it a white guy? And they're like, I'm like, because if it's a white guy, and it's a rape case, he definitely did it. But if it's a black guy and it's a murder case, he definitely didn't do it. And I always get them dismissed. They're like, yeah, you can't.
Oh shit.
All right. Moving on. Let's get into movies because I'll cover the rest of TV later. Well, you know what? Let me talk about Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn just ended, and you know, I think honestly this would have been a great final season the way it ends.
Yeah.
But it got renewed for season 6. This is the first time it doesn't end on like a semi cliffhanger. Honestly, like the ending of it, I was just like, oh, this is pretty happy and closed. Like they clearly made it because they thought they were getting the axe because, you know, ain't nothing surviving at Warner Brothers right now.
So that means at season 6 will be the last season, right? Like
who knows? But yeah, this was a pretty good fucking season. Like who'd have thought moving the show from Gotham to Metropolis would actually reinvigorate it?
Yeah, it's like new rules, new playground. I get it.
You're right. Yeah, I got no complaints. Watch it. All right. Moving on to movies. A few weeks ago, I watched Field of Dreams because my brother owns the 4K Blu-ray, and I really wish movies looked this good today. Like, you could tell. Like, the thing about Field of Dreams is like watching. I'm like, you could tell they didn't even think they were making anything special. They were just making a movie, and now you watch this, and you're like, bro, there's so much craft put into this. Like, the camera movements are amazing. The shots, like. A lot of the shots take place at the golden hour. I'm like, this is amazing. And you could just tell they're just like, yeah, we're just making a movie. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, God damn it. Like
that, but like that was back in the day when they're just when saying, hey, we're just making a movie still involved artistry and craft. Right?
Yeah. Love that Kevin Costner's character is married to a socialist in the middle of in middle America. She's a hippie socialist. And she has her own scene where she goes off at the town meeting about how people want to ban books and shit. And she gives this whole crazy ass speech and everybody stands up and starts clapping for her. I'm like, damn, that would not happen today. I just wish we would get more movies that were this sincere and earnest as this is. Because that's one thing is like, this is Americana, and I mean Americana in the best way possible. Yeah. Like this really is what I wish we were as Americans. Like, you know, they fall on their heels. People are calling them crazy because he's building a baseball field in the middle of his cornfield and wiping out all of his profits on his corn to build this baseball field. And I'm just like, you know, it's just so heartwarming, and like, the stakes are there just because they might lose their home, and you're rooting for them just because they're just a family, man. They just really are just a family.
It's when we still believed in this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, like it's, and over the years we've been proven fucking wrong, you know, but this was back when the American dream still meant something.
Yeah. Baffled by the final shot though. Like the final shot of the movie, I'm like, that's kind of abrupt to make that leap.
I mean, honestly, I haven't seen Field of Dreams in so long. I can't remember what the final shot is.
People show up to the baseball field to watch games.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, we should have had a little more build up there, my guy.
There might have been. They probably cut for time.
I got to get my own 4K Blu-ray of this because this is an amazing transfer. The sound is good. Also, great to see Ray Liotta not play a piece of shit for once.
I love it when Ray Liotta R.I.P. Played a good
Same with
guy.
James Earl Jones, R.I.P. because he's amazing in this.
Yeah.
The way they wrap up his story too, I'm like, that's fucking insane. But yeah, Field of Dreams. I can see why this is. Now I got to go visit the actual field.
Now, where is the field?
It's in like Indiana, I think. Yeah. It's a big tourist attraction.
All right.
Yeah. Go out there, watch a game in a cornfield, and eat a hot dog.
We should do a baseball movie themed show from there.
Yeah, well, look, I've been looking at the calendar. I was like, summer is approaching. Let me see what's going on with Trenton Thunder. And I was like, oh, they're bringing back Thirsty Thursdays, and they got pork roll deals on Thursdays now.
A word?
Yeah.
Like I love going to a Trenton Thunder game in the summer and just getting obliterated for cheap as shit.
Yeah, because all I got to do is hop on 95 and then 29 puts you right there. And all you got to do is like take an Uber. It's a 5-minute Uber.
Yeah.
Or you could walk.
Nah, man. I don't like drunk walking.
All right, yeah. So just take an Uber. It's probably like what, $20, $30 Uber?
It's fucking $10.
Yeah. So look, I'm 15 minutes away. So when I tell y'all like, oh yeah, I hop on 95 and y'all are like, but you've been drinking, like, don't worry about it. It's 15-minute drive.
Don't drink and drive, kids, but it's only 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm cool. I got this.
Yeah. Listen, I had 10 pork rolls, baby.
That's right. You soaked up the pork roll. Like, one pork roll negates 2 drinks. So actually, you'll walk out sober.
Yeah, man. Plus, they cut you off at the 5th inning.
Yeah.
Whether you're drunk or not, they're just like, yeah, that shit's done.
Yeah. So
because it's 6 innings a game. So you have a whole 20 minutes to still sober up. Maybe longer.
You're fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Hellboy the Crooked Man, because it was on Hulu. And this looks like a big a fan film. Like a fan film made by professionals. And I was just like, y'all needed another 20 million to make this work. And not only that, but like, this is the most faithful adaptation of Hellboy yet. But there's also a reason why adaptations are what they are, because they're not one-to-one translations. They're called adaptations for a reason. The changes Guillermo made, I'm like watching this, I'm like, yeah, I totally get why. Like, I've only read the first graphic novel for Hellboy, which was Seed of Destruction. I never read anything else. This is based off the Crooked Man storyline. So I was just like, yeah, look, Guillermo made the changes the way he did because it works better as a movie. Mm-hmm. This is just, it's stupid. Like, Hellboy shows up places and people are just like, oh, the devil's here, because everybody knows who he is in the world, in this version and in the comics. And it's just weird to see him show up in a backwater town and nobody's impressed. Like, nobody's like, holy shit. And everybody's just like, oh, the devil's here. All right, whatever.
I mean, like, I did a review for this a couple of months ago, and you restate the fact that how is it better than the last Hellboy, but barely boring, and it looks better, but somehow feels cheaper than what came before.
The actors are all D-list actors, so the acting is okay at best.
Yeah, I stopped watching halfway through because it was fucking boring.
Yeah, dog. Like, it's only an hour and like 40 minutes, so it ain't even that long, and it's still like, eh.
Like an hour and 40, like you say it's an hour and 40 minutes, it felt like it was 5 hours long.
Yeah. Look, I will never watch this again. And Mike Mignola killed his own fucking franchise because he's a pain in the ass. So congratulations, bro.
I mean, sometimes, you can create something that the world loves, but you can step away from it before you fucking make it bullshit.
I also don't understand what his problem was, because he co-wrote Hellboy 2 with Guillermo, and it was an executive producer on Hellboy 2. So I don't know what his problem was. Right,
because Hellboy 2 is arguably a masterpiece.
Yeah. It was just Universal fucked up. I was like, even back then, I was just like, why are y'all putting this out the week before The Dark Knight?
I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to jumpstart their profits, but also ride the wave from, everybody's like, oh, comic book movies, fucking Dark Knight and Hellboy. That sounds like a fucking great double feature, or like one leads to the other.
Nah, that's stupid logic. That's
Yeah.
dumbass logic.
That is.
That's just as dumb as what Sony's gonna pull next summer, which is they moved Spider-Man 2 weeks away from the Odyssey, but I'm still like, y'all saw how long Oppenheimer
Right.
played. Like Oppenheimer and Barbie kind of dominated. So like Oppenheimer made close to $1 billion. So like if Spider-Man 4 ain't amazing, that's on y'all. No pun intended there either.
Right.
Like I mean that as no pun intended. Like literally, like you guys put yourselves in a position where I'm just like, you have the whole fucking calendar, dog.
You have
like you could put this shit out in October.
Like you have a wide berth, and even though Spider-Man is a character that people love, it will generate,
and we'll put butts in seats.
We'll put butts in seats, but like
you're going up against Nolan off of arguably his most successful movie in his career. That's not Batman,
right? Like one of the most financially successful films in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
right?
And I have, outside of maybe one or two people, I don't know too many people who don't love it.
Right. So like outside, like, so most profit, like from a director who consistently
for the past 30 years has entertained us,
like,
right?
Pulled in $1 billion like per movie, right?
Right. Because Interstellar has only grown in time.
Right.
Tenet has grown in time. Like we all hated that movie. Now everybody loves it.
Right.
Dunkirk still acclaimed.
Right. So like this dude makes like bangers out of movies that should be boring. On paper, these movies should be boring, but he makes them bangers. All right.
Dunkirk, right? Dunkirk. That's a movie I'm still amazed by because it's basically a silent movie with such an experimental story structure because of how the three timelines are played out. And that was a hit. People love it. Like it's beloved by critics and audiences.
Right.
I don't know what to tell y'all. Like, good luck.
Good luck. But here's also the thing. Marvel, right, has been putting out bullshit for the last couple of years, and so people are,
because Captain America is not going to break even though it'll make 400 million worldwide.
Yeah, but like on a budget of what, 150, 160?
I think it's like 200, 250.
Like 250. Those aren't really good margins. But the fact that Marvel has failed to impress in the last 4 years, right? The fact that notoriously all Spider-Man movies, the higher you get in the sequel count, the worse they are. Right. The audience remember that shit.
About IMAX.
Is it shot in IMAX or not? Or are they going to?
I mean, you know, every studio wants their movie in IMAX now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's where the money is. But it's just like, who are they going to prioritize? The director that put IMAX on, or another fucking comic book movie, especially one where he's using new IMAX technology.
Yeah. And like, who's directing Spider-Man 4? Is that Mark Webb? Is he back?
No. And even John Watts is like, yeah, I'm done. So he's not doing it. It is Dustin Daniel Crichton, the director of Shang-Chi.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Look, I'm going to be real. If they do get an IMAX release, I guarantee you Spider-Man's only getting 1 or 2 showtimes a day, and the rest are going to be the Odyssey.
Right.
Like, I think, because we saw every time a Nolan movie comes out, that shit plays in IMAX for at least a month because everybody wants to see it, and then everybody wants to see it again and again and again.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I saw The Dark Knight, when that came out, I remember seeing that in IMAX like 6 times because it played till November in IMAX. Oppenheimer played till about October in IMAX.
Yeah, so like Spider-Man 4 should do itself a favor and give itself as wide a berth as possible.
Like, October, baby.
You know?
Come out in October.
Like, because the last one came out in, December?
Christmas. Yeah, it was Christmas.
Fucking dude. Fucking.
But they can't come out that Christmas because they got Denny's new movie coming out then, and there's something else coming out then, too, at Christmas. It's like a big Disney movie and Denny's next movie, which is probably Doom Messiah.
But, give yourself a wide berth. Like, you have...
Yeah, you have... Yeah, man. Yeah.
You have the calendar. Give yourself... set yourself up for success.
Also, no offense to Spider-Man, but you're following up Doomsday. I have a feeling people will still be on Doomsday because they did that shit with Captain Marvel and people weren't too happy with it. They did that shit with Ant-Man and the Wasp and it did not work with Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like, that movie barely made a profit.
Yeah. So, all right, well, we'll see. We'll fucking see.
Yeah, all right. So, because Sister Midnight, I'll get into when I see it again. For movies, I'll rewatch Mickey 17 in IMAX, and it does play better a second time in IMAX. And I think the very last line of the movie definitely hit me harder, which is, it's okay for me to be happy.
Okay.
Like, I think that really hit harder. And also, like, seeing that shit in IMAX, like, it's dope, because they shot it in open matte, so it takes up almost the entire screen.
Uh-huh.
It's dope.
All right.
And I saw, speaking of catch-up entertainment, because I just talked about Hellboy, the day the Earth blew up, I went to go see it again. It's still funny as fuck. And watching it in a theater with mostly adults, with a few kids there, I was just like, you could feel the energy of the movie be projected onto the audience and just see how much they were into it. Once it was done, some lady was with her granddaughter behind us, and she just goes, "Didn't that make you guys feel like a kid again?" I was like, yes.
I like it. Here's the thing. Looney Tunes, right, will make money, right? You have it's, for one thing, the material's just good, but it's got this built-in audience. The same thing with Disney. Like, Disney doesn't know how to lose money. Looney Tunes should know how to, Looney Tunes doesn't lose money. So the fact that Acme versus Coyote, right?
Or Coyote versus Acme, which is, I think, catch up. They're saying they're going to pay the $50 million to buy it.
They should, because they're going to make so much money.
I think I get what they're doing. They're like, we may not make money immediately, but in the long term, they'll probably make money because it's in their library. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're trying to build their library. I get it. I get what they're doing. Yes. They're thinking long term, not short term.
Right, which is what WB should have been doing. Right?
Yeah. I mean, they got a few movies that are going to play long term. Like, I feel like Mickey 17 is going to be like a long term thing, like Blade Runner, because Blade Runner didn't make any money, and then when it came out on Blu-ray, made all the money in the world. Same thing with The Northman. I cannot wait for this shit to hit like physical media though, because I'm definitely gonna buy the 4K Blu-ray, and like whenever I just want to watch something, I'll probably throw this on. It's one of the best movies of last year, or if you're seeing it for the first time, probably this year. For those of you who are just seeing it this year, I'm gonna move on, and the final movie I want to talk about is Raw Deal. I saw 1986's Raw Deal. This is the evil twin of Commando, and this movie sucks. This movie fucking sucks.
Wait, that's the one with Jim Belushi, right?
No.
And Schwarzenegger?
Nah, Jim Belushi's not in this.
Well, it's the one where Schwarzenegger goes to Chicago, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he goes to Chicago because he was an FBI agent. He was disavowed, and then he goes and he's like, "All right." His boss is like, "My son, my son who was undercover died. I need you to investigate this shit." Oh
wait, yeah, Raw, like, because he had a string of these. Raw Deal. Yeah, that one is a piece of shit.
Yeah, it's a piece of shit. Like, the action's good. Don't get me wrong. The action is good, but like the tone is off. Like, it is intentionally funny, unintentionally funny, has weird country music needle drops.
Yeah.
It's his wife is a alcoholic. Imagine moved us to this small town, throwing cakes at him. I'm like, what is this?
So I got Raw Deal confused with Red Heat. Red Heat's the one with John Belushi in Chicago. Yeah, I remember Raw Deal. Oh yeah, no, it's and Schwarzenegger is not the best actor, but even by Schwarzenegger standards, this is a bad movie.
Yeah, which is wild because speaking of Patrick Schwarzenegger, there's shots of him in the White Lotus where I'm like, damn, he looks exactly like his dad. Like,
right.
If Cameron's gonna do another Terminator movie, just get Patrick, dog.
I mean, sure.
Because Cameron's talking about doing another one. He's like, this AI shit has just renewed my passion for the franchise. And I was just like, all right, man.
I mean, sure, if he can fit it in between Avatar movies.
Listen, I trust Cameron, though, bro. I trust Cameron. Shit, we should be getting a trailer for that motherfucker soon. God damn.
I mean, I'm surprised. Like, look, as we're recording these, we might get it in the next day or two.
I'm tired. I'm tired of sitting on pins and needles. Just drop that shit. It's my most anticipated movie of the year. Yeah, so Raw Deal. I can't even, like, the action is cool, but not cool enough for me to be like, yeah, watch it.
Yeah, I mean, and I like...
It's not Commando, I'll tell you that.
As when it comes to 80s Schwarzenegger films, I give these films a wide berth, right? Like, there's a lot of apologists in me for them, but there's nothing about Raw Deal that you can justify, right? Like, but there's no like, well, when it comes to Raw Deal, not as bad.
Yeah. Real quick, and the last thing I'll talk about, Seven Samurai 4K Blu-ray restoration from Criterion that I got for Christmas. Great fucking transfer. It's not in HDR, but it's still a great transfer. And rewatching it, I'm just like, yo, for a 3.5-hour movie, this movie fucking moves. Like, I could see why every fucking action movie basically stolen from this. Because Kurosawa, look, Kurosawa may not be my favorite director, but to me, he is the best director to ever do it. Ever. Because there's multiple movies by him where I'm just like, no, this is a masterpiece. This is a masterpiece. And you just see where people bit from.
Yeah, and like, we've had this conversation before, right? Like, I don't have to like the art, but I can appreciate the art, right? Like, you may not fuck with Kurosawa, but it is undeniable that he is integral in creating the cinema language we use today. Right?
Yeah. Like, there's no question about it. Like, yo, this movie, fan-fucking-tastic. Like, I did not realize until watching it this time, when people die, they fall over and die in slow motion. I was just like, yo. And it's not the cheesy slow motion. It is like elegant slow motion.
Yeah, like, so, like, how old is this movie? 60 years old? Something like that?
1954.
Let's see. Well, there we go. Almost 70 plus years old, right? And you're still seeing new shit in it, right? Yeah.
I might throw this motherfucker on again, bro, honestly. Because I hadn't seen it in years before doing this rewatch.
So I'm actually, I'm starting to watch High Low.
High and Low?
High and Low, yeah.
Yeah, that movie's a masterpiece. Holy shit. Yeah. That's why when Spike was like, yeah, I'm remaking this, and it's coming out this summer through A24, and I'm just like, why? Like, I love Spike, but like, that's not a movie that can be remade, man.
Well, I'll make a language. I'll make a determination on that after, but like, I started High and Low, and I got like 5 minutes in, and I was like, I don't have enough time or bandwidth to give this fully what it needs. But before the end of this week, I'm going to spend the time to actually watch it, because even those first 5 minutes is like, this deserves my attention.
I mean, I still got to fill in my Kurosawa blind spots. Like, I still got to watch The Hidden Fortress. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I still have to watch Throne of Blood. I've got to rewatch Throne of Blood.
Yeah, I got to rewatch. I haven't seen Throne of Blood is another blind spot. Have you seen Ron?
No, I have not seen Ron.
Ron, definitely see.
Right.
Kagemusha, definitely see.
Right. I saw Kagemusha. I have to rewatch Rashomon, though. It's been a while.
That's another one I got to rewatch because my brother gave me that on Criterion Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Criterion, can you give us a Blu-ray of Stray Dog? Like, that's my favorite Kurosawa movie is Stray Dog.
Yeah, like
they only have it on DVD, and I'm like, yeah.
I have to rewatch a Straw Dog, but look, Stray Dog. Sorry.
Yeah.
But of all the bullshit that is on HBO Max, they have a bunch of Kurosawa films on there, right? So if you don't have the Criterion app, right, and if you have HBO Max, you owe it to yourself to go in there and look at some of these Kurosawa films, because the fact that they're on HBO Max at all is surprising.
Like, I still love Yojimbo and Sanjuro. I watch those like once a year.
Right. Like,
and Leone straight up stole Yojimbo and did Fistful of Dollars, but then also Kurosawa stole Yojimbo from one of my favorite novels, by Dashiell Hammett. Dashiell Hammett, legendary, noted for making hard-boiled detective stories. What's the name of it?
I can't remember.
It stars the character's called the Conan Tenniel Op. Shit, man.
Oh, man. That's
Red Harvest.
Okay, all right.
And the working title for one of the Star Wars movies was Blue Harvest because
yeah.
who was also a fan of that hard boiled shit. Lucas,
fun. Yeah,
and Lucas bit so much from Kurosawa and David Lean.
Yeah. So here's
I'm telling you,
everything's a remix.
Basically, if it wasn't for Dune, Kurosawa, and Lawrence of Arabia, Star Wars wouldn't exist.
I mean, also Valerian.
To an extent.
Yeah.
To an extent.
And I wasn't impressed by Valerian, but whatever.
I mean, that's Luke. When was the last good Luc Besson movie? What, Danny the Dog? And that was 2003?
Yeah, Danny the Dog, which was... I hated when they renamed it Unleashed. It's like, really? It's Danny the Dog.
Yeah, that was 2004, 2005. I don't know.
I mean, Taxi? Well, not the remake, but the OG Taxi?
I don't like that either.
Yeah? It was fine. All right. Anyway, let's we'll go off on a Luc Besson tangent.
Let's get into our main review.
We're the Film Blurs. I'm Brandon Norwood, and I'm the motherfucking protagonist.
I'm the protagonist.
I'm Jeff Stewart, a.k.a. He Who Remains.
Don't come at us. It's just fucking movies.
You've been listening to the Film Blurs podcast.
Man, I just love what you guys do, man.
I never miss an episode. It's the best. It's my favorite podcast.
Follow Jeff on IG on MindFire XL and Brandon on Twitter at BJN Tweets.